what's going on everyone? Hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering how to build up your back with calisthenics as a beginner, and this can kind of be an approach to achieving your first pull-up as well. So the exercises I'm going to be showing you today are all going to be strengthening exercises to become much better at pull-ups. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And if you're a regular gym goer and you normally do your pull day with machines or dumbbells, you could actually use this routine and you could totally replace all those movements, or you could supplement these exercises with what you're already doing. I recommend doing the calisthenics first because it's much harder and it's all compound, whereas bodybuilding is more isolation and working on specific muscle groups. So bodybuilding is good for that, and you can always do it at the end. So you can always kind of, use this to add it to your routine. And over time, as you get better, as you get into the harder pull-ups, as you get into the fancy pull-ups like typewriter pull-ups, archer pull-ups, back clapping pull-ups, all these variations can be super cool and flashy, and they build a ton of strength as well. One of my favorite pull-ups is actually the explosive pull-up. I feel like it's just the best feeling, being able to pull your entire body weight all the way up to your waist. It feels like you're flying, and this routine will help you build strength towards it. Now, not saying that these specific exercises are going to get you explosive pull-ups, but they're going to help you build some strength. And then when you want to focus on the explosive pull-ups, you can check out my other video, 3 superhuman exercises to build strength in calisthenics, and I give a full breakdown of the explosive pull-ups. So once you build the strength from this workout, you can go and check out that video and then follow the steps to achieving those explosive pull-ups. So to begin, we have to understand the scapular movement and how to engage our back in a pull-up. So first, we're going to need to learn how to properly retract, engage, and activate our scapula, which is going to allow us to engage our back, because whenever you're doing any of these pulling exercises, you want to pull from your back and not your arms, because your back is a bigger muscle group than your arms, and a lot of people get it wrong by pulling a lot of movements through their arms, and they say, I really feel it in my arms, and they never really feel it in their back, and that's why you feel like you don't have great back growth. So make sure to understand the retraction of the scapula, and also make sure to always keep your elbows nice and tucked in and pull your elbows to you, and never let your elbows flare out, because that way, again, you're going to be pulling through your arms and you're also going to be overcompensating, which is what we don't do here. If you know already from the other videos, we always want to avoid overcompensation, because that leads to injury and pain, and it's not great. So you want to make sure you're doing these things correctly. Elbows always in, retracted scapula whenever you're doing anything pull related. So now that you have the fundamentals and you know how to approach every single exercise, let's get into the first one. First exercise, we're going to start at the very beginning with an Australian pull-up. You can do this at your gym as well, or you can do it at the park if your park has the dip bars. You can also do it at home if you have the dip bars. Simply sit underneath the bar, retract your scapula up, lift up, engage your glutes, try get your body as straight as you can in a nice horizontal line to replicate the front lever position, and then just pull yourself to the bar. Make sure you're keeping your elbows tucked in, and really try to retract your shoulder blades every single time you pull, and never relax the scapula completely. Always stay retracted. Even when you lock out your arms, keep good retraction in your scapula. Then to level it up, we can go into partial rep pull-ups or reset pull-ups. These are absolutely really great for building up the range of motion and the feeling of a pull-up without even the band yet. And simply get a box, maybe high enough to where you're already starting from a bent arm engaged position, and then you're going to start to pull yourself up, and of course support yourself with your legs in the beginning, but as you pull, as you get stronger, you want to try to pull more with your upper body, and you want to use less of your lower body, of course. Again, just work on controlling the negative, and you can really build up great negative strength as well. And that's another exercise you can work on to build up a lot of strength. Then the next one is going to be banded pull-ups. So bring a resistant band, tie it around the bar, then make sure to pull it down and grab near the top of it. Try not to grab the bottom and then try to pull your foot into it. That can maybe be a bit embarrassing, especially if you have a heavy band. You know, your foot's going to end up behind your head somehow. So yeah, really grab at the top and pull down majority of the band. Put your foot in. You can put 2 feet in, but you know, I recommend just putting 1. But if it's more comfortable having 2 in, but sometimes it can feel weird taking them out. But if it's light enough, you shouldn't have a problem. And then just perform normal banded pull-ups. Make sure you pull all the way to the top. Make sure you get your chin right above the bar. But here's a bonus tip. If you think about pulling your elbows to your ribs, look at where my hands are right here. They're actually already below my chin. But if you think to pull your chin above the bar, you might not get high enough, and you might start to pull with your arms like this. So make sure to really pull those elbows to your ribs, and then you'll always end up below your chin, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve. Make sure to start with regular banded pull-ups, and at first you can actually start pulling to your forehead as a partial range of motion. So just give yourself a target of just getting to your forehead, pause a little bit, and then come back down. And then once that starts to get easy, once you start building up a lot of reps, start going lower than your chin. Okay, really tuck those elbows in, and then when that gets comfortable, then you can start to add a little bit of explosive power into it, and then this is going to point you in that direction of those explosive pull-ups, which just build a really great amount of strength as well, and they're going to build a giant demonic back too. So all you're going to want to do is just pull faster, and you're actually going to end up maybe getting to your lower chest or mid chest, and that's kind of your goal. Make sure to lean back so you kind of move out of the way of the bar. But if you're retracting hard enough, then you're definitely going to be doing that without even worrying about it, because if you don't retract, then you might be hitting the bar with your shoulder, but you always want to be leaning back so you can move out of the way of the bar safely. Then, once you get in these exercises, once you're getting comfortable with these, it's time to start working on some isometric holds. Now, these are also just going to build great amount of strength, and there's 2 positions which you should master. You should master holding it at the very top where your elbows are all the way tucked in, and make sure to really squeeze those elbows in, squeeze those legs together, and just hold on for dear life. And as you improve your time and as you improve your endurance to be able to do more sets, you're going to build so much strength in that position. But it's important to not leave out the bottom position. So the position where, you know, you're kind of engaged and your scapula is retracted and you've got a slight bend in your elbows, this tends to be the sticking point for a lot of people when they're trying to achieve their first pull-up. So make sure to train this range of motion, because it's going to make you so much stronger, and you're never going to have an issue initiating that pull and the pull-ups. So once you get this and you get these 2 down, it's going to be so easy to get pull-ups, because you're going to be strong in all the ranges of motion, because you're going to be holding them. And then once you master the pull-up, then it's time to do your regular pull-ups, of course. And if you want to level it up, start adding pauses into every single range of motion that you've worked on in the previous exercises. So first, pull up to your chest, add an isometric pause there. Then once you start to get tired, maybe on your 2nd or 3rd set, start pulling to your forehead and add an isometric pause there. And then when you're very tired, that last set, always finish it on a high. It's one of my rules. So you can go and you can pull all the way up and then pause in that bottom position where your arms are slightly bent and engage, and that is going to burn your back out. So that's all the exercises I wanted to share with you today, and I really hope you get a great back pump with these. It's just a short video that I wanted to share with you, especially for beginners if you're trying to learn your first pull-up and also build up a great back like some of the calisthenic athletes have. And just take it into consideration that, you know, the more you do this, the more stronger you get, the more exercises you're able to do, the more variations you're able to do. You can completely replace your regular pull day with dumbbells and weights and go full on with calisthenics, because it's kind of inevitable you're gonna have great back strength if you train calisthenics, because so many of the movements are involving the back. So you're guaranteed to build a great back. And remember, if you wanna be bigger from the front, you gotta be bigger from the back, because if somebody sees you from the front and they're like, oh, this guy looks great, great biceps, great shoulders, and they see the back of you and they're like, there's nothing there, then it's all gonna be a fugazi, a magic trick that you don't want to portray. So make sure to train your back, and I recommend doing this routine 2 times a week. Now, if you don't have access to a gym and you do want to do all these exercises, start with the basics, start with the easiest ones that you find. And again, you don't have to do them all on your first day, and you don't have to do 3 or 4 sets even. Just set yourself 2 sets and a reachable amount of reps, and just stay consistent. You know, I always say even reps. You know, what you don't want to do is you don't want to get 8 reps on the first set, 6 reps on the second set, 4 reps on the third set, and just gradually decline. That's the worst thing to do. And it's better to save yourself on the first set, save some energy so that you can even it out through the sets. So for example, if your max is 8, you should start with 5 or 6, so that way you can get 4 sets of 5 and not, you know, 3 sets of 8, 6, and 4. So hopefully that's a way better way of working, because it's about the overall reps. But that's a topic for another day. That's about how to be a bit smarter with your training and how to surpass plateaus, which I feel like is just another topic that I will cover in a future video. But that's all from me today. I really hope you enjoyed the short video. Now, I'm enjoying my preparation for my bodybuilding show, so the next video I'm going to be updating you with how prep is going. It's going really great. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.